morning and welcome back to the channel. My name is ShadowCast. Today we're going to start part 3 of Lamplight City. We've talked to Martin, we've talked to his mother. We are at Dupre Manor to figure out what the frick-frack is going on. And we'll go ahead and get started with talking to Adam Montgomery.
I have some questions for you. Oh, goody.
Oh, isn't he special?
What can you tell me about Madame Dupre?
She came back from the dead. I couldn't believe it. My mother, resurrected, just like Jesus.
Jesus!
Yes. I heard you're the one who accused Mr. Martin of the crime.
Oh, no, I already talked to the police about that. I don't want to think about
Lazarus did it first.
How do you typically spend your days, Mr. Montgomery? What are your interests?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. Nothing as exciting as what you do. Ooh, tell me, do most bad people start crying when you catch them? I'll bet it's a laugh riot to see them sobbing
Laugh
away.
riot.
No,
I can't.
Mr.
This
Montgomery,
is
most of them
ridiculous.
don't.
Well, that's a real shame, isn't it?
What can you tell me about your sister, Juliet?
I'm reminded of a famous quote, Mr. Fordham. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Let us part on good terms and avoid the subject altogether, please.
He doesn't want to talk about his sister. That's suspicious.
That's a rather exotic bird you've got.
I like looking at him. He has such pretty colors, doesn't he?
That he does.
You know, I've always wondered what he might taste like. Is that bad, do you think?
Yes. Don't eat the
Really
bird.
couldn't
What the
say, Mr.
fuck?
Montgomery. Thanks for your time.
No, thank you
For
your...
yours.
This is ridiculous. He won't be of any use in this state. If it takes him as long to snap out of it as it takes you, we'll be waiting around here until noontime tomorrow.
Wow.
There'll be a way to bring him back to his senses. Maybe that question
Wow.
will something of use.
Just call me out on my drug abuse. He said to go talk to the doctor outside, or should we go upstairs? You know what? I'm gonna go upstairs. I don't want to go back to the kitchen because I don't give a fuck.
A horrible little porcelain figurine. Madame Dupre didn't strike me as the type to play with dolls.
Is it a doll, though? Oh my god.
Goodness, someone went overboard with the flowers. This brings back some memories, doesn't it?
That
Ones I'd
wallpaper
rather
is
forget.
terrible. If I bought a house with wallpaper like that, I would burn the house down. It wouldn't even be worth saving it. Alrighty, what do we got here? We got a book.
Science of pharmacology. Yeah, I'm sure it's riveting stuff.
Pharmacology is very interesting. Piece of
It looks
paper.
as though this folded piece of paper is being used as a bookmark.
But I can take it.
I hope remembering what page they were on wasn't too important.
I don't give a
Looks like it's a letter
fuck,
from
Bill.
Andrew.
Andrew, enclosed is the agreed upon fee. I wouldn't be able to concentrate on exams without his help. Dr. Tennyson charges an obscene amount. Thank goodness for people like you with home pharmacies. I'll look for them in the usual spot under the weeping angel, Joshua. Sorry to hear about your mother. I'll wait a few days before passing by. All right,
These
tweezers.
should be useful.
Vigor pills.
Dr. Tennyson's vigor pills. These would make a sloth act like a hummingbird.
And I can take them.
Hmm.
Oh, it's
Bottle is
empty.
empty.
Can I take anything else?
What in the ether is that thing supposed to be? Actually, I'd rather not know.
It's a contraption, Bill. Settle the fuck down. Alright, I think that's it for here.
Oh, look. It's one of those new audio cylindergraphs. I can't quite wrap my head around how they can manage to get sound out of a wax cylinder.
Magic. Oh my goodness, I can play the harpsichord. Alright. You're welcome. You're welcome. Is that... I don't really give a shit about flowers. I don't give a fuck. I don't even like flowers. I don't. I think they smell. They usually smell like feet. I have yet to find a flower that I find smells great. I like looking at flowers. All right, what do we got in here?
Locked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
No, you shouldn't. You were
I've
snooping.
never seen so many beauty products together in one place. Doesn't look like they get used much, though.
Let's have a look through these papers. Aha, what's this?
Dear Miss Montgomery, unfortunately, I've been informed of a series of burglaries in the neighborhood near the room you're renting from me at 76 Forest Lane. As a precaution, I've gone ahead and changed the locks. Please find enclosed a copy of your new key. I hope this doesn't cause you too much of an inconvenience. Yours, Edwina Crestfell.
So, Juliet is renting a room in the Chum. That's certainly interesting.
It's very
Can't wait to see
interesting.
what sort of dirty secrets she's got hidden away in there.
Oh my god, why am I so tired? I think. Alright. Ugh!
A much younger Madame Dupre. I suppose that's a nice alternative to a mirror. That's an old uniform, from the turn of the century by the look of it. This must be Madame Dupre's first husband. Kinda strange that she'd still keep his portrait in the bedroom.
Did she remarry? That would be kind of weird if she didn't. Or if she did, and the first husband's picture's in the bedroom.
Dupre was taking music lessons.
Her current predicament has probably put an end to that venture, though.
I don't know anything about music, to be completely honest with you. But maybe this has something to do with the harpsichord. Did we check the harpsichord? It's got to have something to do with the harpsichord, right? So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C.
Seems Madame Dupre fancies herself a poet.
All right, to dream. Oh, Morpheus, caress my cheek, bring forth the soothing visions. Give me strength when I am weak, allow me some provisions. In your domain I am as a queen, controlling all I see and hear. I've traveled places I've never been and know not the meaning of fear. Or the dove. The dove is pure, serene, and pale, a glowing angel in the sparkling sky. Its gentle coos unlike the wail of the cursed crow that will not die. Protect the dove from grim defeat. Let it remain in gentle flight. For when the crow's allowed to eat, it's covered the world in eternal night. Oh, I like crows. Crows are one of those birds that are...
Life-changing.
For once in my life, I'm completely speechless.
Then perhaps I should take this with me and read it more often. Nah.
Crows are very smart. They recognize human faces, and they hold grudges. And I can say that I can do one of those, and it's not recognize human faces. All right, so it starts with a C, ends with a G. Is it really? I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Well, fuck. Okay. We tried. I think that's it for upstairs. I don't think there was anything in the kitchen.
Yeah, it looks like gumbo's on the menu tonight.
I love
Wonder how
gumbo.
it compares with Upton's special recipe.
I love gumbo.
Certainly no shortage of bowls or food preparation items around here.
Like, I'm just a girl from the Midwest that loves food that tears me up. my guts, you know, spicy shit. I love it, but it hurts so much. It's fine. Servant. Servant.
What? Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm investigating the attempted murder of Madame Dupre.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm very busy. I can't help you.
Do you know anything about what happened to Madame Dupre?
No, I don't. Please leave me to my work. I shouldn't be talking to you.
All right, I'm going.
Super helpful, thank you. As always, I am impressed by your helpfulness. Alright, nah. Meh. Dr. Fellows.
Doctor,
Hi,
may I ask you a
I
few
need
questions?
some
Please be my
pills.
guest.
Tell me
Madame
about
Dupre.
Madame Dupre.
Madame
She is a
Dupre.
great woman and a pillar of the community.
Oh, he
I
wants to
cannot
dick her
imagine why
down.
Something like this could happen to her, or how someone could be capable of such a barbaric feat. Though this ordeal has been terrible, I am confident she will overcome. The power of her physical constitution is surpassed only by her strength of character.
You think he'd say the same things if he wasn't on her payroll? I highly doubt it.
Dupre's
What were the
death?
circumstances surrounding Madame Dupre's supposed death?
Her son, Andrew, sent for me a few days ago after finding her unconscious and unresponsive. As I was unable to detect a pulse or breath, I had no other recourse but to declare her deceased. I judged that Madame
Deceased.
Dupre had likely suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. It was most shocking to be proven wrong at a funeral.
I can imagine. Where was the funeral held, by the way?
St. Denis Cemetery. Madame Dupre wished to be interred in the tomb of her father's family, name of Chesterton.
Perhaps I'll go have a look. May I ask exactly what kind of sedative you gave Andrew?
A simple tincture of laudanum. It's what I give all my nervous patients.
I need some
Seems a
laudanum.
bit
I'm
out of
nervous.
sorts.
Hot? Meat kettle.
Look how nervous I am.
But
Please
it
give me
usually wears off in
laudanum.
half a day or so.
Is there a way to bring him out of his condition sooner?
A stimulant would have the opposite effect, but I wouldn't recommend mixing the two. It could have potentially harmful effects on his heart.
Oh, of course. I wasn't planning on doing anything of the sort. I was just curious.
Don't care.
It's cute how you act like you have no experience in these matters. It's almost convincing.
How long have you been Madame Dupre's private physician?
5 years, and I've been practicing medicine for the past 30. I still spend a couple of days a week treating patients at Riverview Asylum.
Oh, good. Maybe if you're lucky, he could be your doctor someday.
30
Bill's
years
a
is quite
shit.
long time. You must have seen some incredible
Stop being
advances
such a
in the field of
shit,
medicine.
Bill.
I have,
Threaten me
yes.
with
I can
insanity.
only wonder how things will change with all this talk of ethericity. There's speculation it can be used to restore necrotic tissue and instantly heal broken bones, among other things. If you ask me, a good bloodletting will never go out of fashion.
Ah!
Did you examine Madame Dupre after she reanimated?
Of course. Physically, she appeared to be in fine health aside from minor dehydration. I found no marks or bruising on her body. Mentally is a different story.
Oh, my eyeball.
She's remained in an unresponsive state ever since.
Do you have any opinions on what caused Madame Dupre to appear dead?
The
Poison.
likely cause I can imagine is some sort of poison or toxin.
I'm like a psychic.
What leads you to believe Madame Dupre was poisoned?
The symptoms she experienced were consistent with prior cases of poisoning I've studied.
I wish video game characters could hear me talk shit, so then Fordham would be plagued with both Bill and me talking shit. It would just be two shit talkers driving him crazy.
Then commanding them to do their bidding. I recall reading about a man in
My
the
eyeball
West Indies who was
itches.
given tetrader toxin.
Why is this
that's
a
the
thing?
toxic secretion of the pufferfish, declared dead and buried. He appeared alive in his village some 20 years later.
Doesn't that seem a bit far-fetched to you, Doctor?
Seems
Facts are
suspicious.
facts, Mr. Fordham.
Facts are
Surely
facts
someone
unless
in
they're
your line of
anecdotal
work can
evidence,
appreciate
and then
that.
is it really a fact? I'm just saying.
Those are all the questions
I'm
I've
just
got for now.
saying.
I hope I answered them adequately.
I mean, you didn't, but that's fine.
Her eyes are glazed over, and she's got a vacant, expressionless stare. She seems completely oblivious to her surroundings. If we didn't know she'd been buried alive, I'd say she was just exhibiting the typical symptoms of your average rich person.
All right.
This fountain probably looked nicer when it was working.
It's not a weeping angel.
It's just a breeding ground for mosquitoes.
I'm gonna smash my
Angel
knee into my computer desk.
doesn't look
It's
like
fine.
This would probably be too risky a place to hide something anyway.
Is anything too risky when you're rich? Who gives a shit? Ugh!
With her vast sums of wealth, Madame Dupre could probably feed a starving family for the next 30 years. Instead, she uses the money to keep her hedges trimmed.
Yeah, fuck it. Alright. Okay. Okie doke. Who are we going to talk to next? What do we got? We got Graveyard, University of Bretagne, and 76 Forest Lane. So, let's go to the university first. We'll talk to Juliet. I'm assuming this is her.
It's as though we've journeyed to the tropics. I don't know how you can stand to keep that coat on in here.
I don't know how he can call it warm when I'm freezing to death. Get the blanket. My nose is runny. My face is itchy. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that the allergies were coming to get me. Just kidding. The allergies are probably coming to get me. I can already feel my face starting to get poofy.
Pardon the disturbance, but are you Juliet Montgomery?
I am. And you are?
Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator looking into the events surrounding your mother's attempted murder.
Ah, of course.
Have you got time to answer some questions?
Yes, that shouldn't be a problem.
Good. She looks like Maggie Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal. Wow. Yes, that's who she looks like.
Do you know anything about the events leading up to your mother's premature interment?
No, it was a complete shock. Mother seemed to be perfectly healthy and full of life. Then, without warning, she was dead. Or so we thought.
I take it you were glad to be wrong?
What a ridiculous question. Of course I was. What sort of heartless beast would celebrate their mother's death?
Oh, I could name a few. Juliet definitely didn't shed any tears over Madame Dupre, though. That much is obvious.
Miss Montgomery, you don't have to lie to me. I'm not going to assume you tried killing your mother just because you weren't upset by her death.
I felt terrible about it. You have to understand, I didn't want her to...
I apologize for my coughing, my sniffling, and my sneezing.
Please, don't think
I
me a
have no
horrible
control
person,
over
Mr.
my
Fordham.
face at
It's
this
just
point.
that Mother and I aren't currently on the best of terms.
My eyes are also trying to roll into the back of my head. My body's all like, ugh, we might be getting sick. Let's just go to sleep.
Why don't you and your mother get along?
I don't have time for
Never
that.
completely seen eye to eye on anything. She always disapproved of anything I did. When I was younger, she used to forbid me from speaking to the servants. I saw no harm in a kind word or smile, but she warned us that if we were too familiar, they would take liberties. Then when I declared my intentions to pursue academic studies, she really went livid.
I won't have a daughter being smart.
University education was tantamount to a chastity belt. What sort of man would want a wife with a head full of useless facts, she'd say.
Yeah, that's why loading dad
Personally,
mode loves
I've
me,
always
because
found
I'm
intelligence
dumb.
to be quite attractive.
I assume your mother didn't approve of your involvement with Mr. Martin?
A rather forward question, Mr. Fordham. But you're not mistaken. I'm not sure how she managed to find out about Albert and me, but when she did, she nearly had a conniption. As I'm sure you can understand, the situation at home has been less than perfect in the last few months. I'd really rather not dwell on it.
Okie doke. Servants?
You mentioned you were friends with the servants.
Yes, that's right. I didn't care that they worked for us. Everyone needs a friend.
Did your mother ever mistreat them?
Mistreat? No, I wouldn't say so. She was always very stern, though, and quite cold. If they ever shirked their duties or misbehaved, they were punished, of course, but nothing out of the ordinary that I ever saw. Most of the servants are my friends, but I'm closest with Amelie, the kitchen maid. Mother wasn't too happy about that. Amelie's been around as long as I can remember. She's like the aunt I never had.
And Albert
What
Martin?
can you tell me about Albert Martin?
I'm not quite sure where to begin.
Why not start by telling me what your relationship with him was?
We met here at the greenhouse. He was working as an assistant, sweeping and cleaning and fetching things for the students. My focus was on academics, naturally. I wasn't too interested in romance. In fact, I've had to turn away nearly every single one of my classmates.
Okay.
But with Albert, I found myself...
They're only after you for your money, Juliet.
lingering just a bit too long after bringing over a book or flask, sweeping the same patch of floor near me over and over again. It wasn't too long before I had him bringing me tools and equipment regularly.
I see.
As I mentioned,
I make
Mother
it
was
weird.
an absolute terror when she found out.
Do you believe Mr. Martin did what he stands accused of?
I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't seem like him, but Albert can be quite passionate. If the police believe he's to blame, then they must have a reason for it. It wasn't any secret that he hated Mother. Perhaps I should have ended things sooner. It was satisfying to know that Mother was displeased, but I never imagined it would lead to something like this.
Well, it's nice to see she's all heart.
And herself?
So, you study botany. Fascinating subject.
Are you an admirer of plants, Mr. Fordham?
My wife has the green thumb in the household, but I do have a certain appreciation for them.
Smoking them?
Plants are amazing things, just like people in many ways.
How do you mean?
They need attention and care. Ignore a plant, and it will wither. Give it too much attention, and it will become sick.
That's why I can't keep
Plants have many
succulents
things to
alive.
teach us, and
I
greatly
have no
enjoy
in
learning from
between.
them.
Andrew.
Tell me about your brother.
Andrew, Mama's precious little boy. If you've met him, you pretty much know all you need to. He's had the whole world.
She doesn't like her
handed to him
brother
on a
either.
silver platter. But he's in for a rude awakening someday. Mother can only provide for him for so long.
I get it. I get it.
These plants are
I too
impressive.
have a brother that was
Are they
called
yours?
by their mother.
Yes, I've developed a method to make them extra healthy and strong.
They're larger than anything I've ever seen. How do you do it?
But I can't reveal my secrets, Mr. Fordham. The world will hear of my discoveries soon enough.
Incidentally, do you know
Hey,
anything about Eastern
I'm looking
lilies?
very emo
No,
today,
I
by
don't
the
keep or
way.
grow those here.
No more questions for now.
Super
Until then,
emo.
I have work to do.
And washed out. Like, these lights are just not helping my skin tone. Alright. Do we need to know about any... I don't... This is how I do detective work. I don't fucking check anything. Alrighty. So we've done that. There's a cemetery and there's 76 Forest Lane. Let's go to the cemetery. See, you'd think there would be a weeping angel statue
St.
here, right?
Denis Cemetery.
I don't see one,
Best view
but
in the city.
it's
It's just
fine.
a shame none of the residents can enjoy it. I think I'm buried around here somewhere. Wonder how the old gravestone is doing these days. Looks like people have left markings and offerings in front of this
Tomb.
You may think it's a silly superstition, but I wish you'd leave a bottle of Bollingworth at my grave every now and then. Nice view of the river from up here. You can hardly even see the cloud of smog over the chum.
Suspicious. Tomb
If only
entrance?
that police officer wasn't guarding the tomb, you could go in there and raid it to your heart's content.
Can we talk to the cop? See if the
I
cop
don't
will
know.
move?
Must be a recent addition to the force.
See if the
Well, at
cop
least
will
he won't
move.
recognize you.
Hello, officer? Officer!
Good day to you, officer.
Good day, sir. How may I be of assistance?
How may I be of assistance?
Sure is a nice day to be walking around the cemetery, wouldn't you agree?
I guess, if you're into that sort of thing.
I don't walk.
Personally, the noise those bugs are making is starting to drive me crazy.
I need to get into that
Do you
tomb.
mind letting me in the tomb, please?
Afraid I can't do that, sir. This tomb is currently part of a police investigation and ain't available for visits until further notice.
But it's my dear departed Aunt Hester's birthday.
But it's my dearly departed Aunt Hester's birthday today, and I always bring her flowers.
We don't have flowers.
I'm sorry, sir, but I've got my orders. Come back in a few days. I can assure you, your aunt won't have gone anywhere.
How do you know? Somebody already came back to life in this fucking tomb. You don't know shit.
Plaque says Harrison. Doesn't look very opulent, so I guess it doesn't belong to anyone important.
Alright. I think that's it. Alright. I'm going to call this episode here. We will take a look at 76 Forest Lane in the next episode, part 4. So far, we haven't really learned all that much, but maybe something will come together soon. That's it for this video, however, so thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you click the bell, you'll get notifications when I post more content. You can also follow me on Twitter at Shadowcast Gaming. I post updates for YouTube content as well as streaming updates. There's, you know, the random selfie and cat picture every once in a while. So, yeah, take a look at that, and I really do appreciate all my follows and subscriptions here. I really do appreciate all the support I've been getting. And I'll catch you later. Bye-bye!